Hey everybody, happy Pride Month. I'm a little late to do something for Pride. I wasn't really going to. Uh, I don't know. I feel like everything I make is inherently just a little gay, since I'm inherently incredibly gay, but I generally don't just do, um, really anything. I don't want to call it political because that's not really what it is. I usually don't do stuff for Pride. I don't know. I kind of just live my life in a way where I'm always constantly out. So I figure just kind of normalizing it in that way is the best thing I can do. Um, but witnessed some things during Pride as one often does, and for those of you who don't know, my wife and I live in Utah, and there's an awful lot of, uh, people who mean well. I'm certain people who mean well, trying to save us from ourselves and whatnot. People who think they know what's best for everyone and everything because they've got the recipe book to life, and everyone besides them is just too, not always too stupid, but too stiff-necked is a word that's used a lot to, read it. But I, for one, grew up, very, very heavily studying a couple different religious texts. You could probably put two and two together. I come from Utah. I was raised Mormon. I've studied both the Book of Mormon and the Bible extensively in my life, and honestly, like there was even a point in my young life when I was looking for a purpose and doing some vigorous scripture study when I did a kind of similar comic to this one about I couldn't tell you the name of the exact verse now, but it was bear ye one another's burdens, and it was a little gay in nature, since I made it and I'm gay and I've always been gay, closeted or otherwise. But anyway, I remember my mom telling me when I made that comic that maybe that was my grand purpose in life, was interpreting scripture and transposing it in a way that it was easily accepted and easy to digest, I guess. Because I guess that's, I don't know, something I can do is just put scriptures in layman's terms. I didn't really, it wasn't even that good. I was like 8, but there was always this obsession in my life with finding what my divine purpose was, because that's kind of one of the themes in Mormonism, is if you're here, it must be for some grand reason. And in the Mormon church, you actually get like specific blessings to tell you what that reason is, although mine was incredibly vague, but that's a story for another video. Anyway, so
I never got mine because I never felt worthy.
Yeah.
I was doing everything right. I just never felt worthy. It just inherently, I just didn't agree with a lot of things, so I didn't feel worthy. It was a weird feeling.
Yeah.
You just go along with what you're told to do rather than with what your conscience says to do.
Yeah, I felt worthy for the most part when I was in the church, up until actually the way I ended up leaving the church. I didn't ever go through the temple, the big milestone in Mormonism, because before I even had the chance to have my interview to go through the temple, I went in for just my basic interview with the bishop to get my temple recommend to do the not special temple stuff, to do the stuff you can do from in the temple from the time you're 12. Sorry, this probably makes no sense if you don't know Mormonism and how it all works. It's weird.
It's kind of complicated.
It's kind of complicated. I don't know, if y'all want a video where I kind of try to explain Mormonism, maybe I'll do a comic. Maybe that's my purpose. I don't know. I don't mean to sound salty doing that. I genuinely, as a kid, I was like obsessed with finding my purpose in life. And so I think my mom was just trying to help me out. But anyway, so I went into my just standard, like, monthly, bi-monthly. I don't remember how often it is, but my
I don't know.
standard...
I went to church like 5 times. I got baptized, but I went like 5 times.
Oh, geez, I maybe didn't go 5 times. I was way deeper into it than you were. But, so I went in for my
Dad
standard...
didn't like it. He didn't want us there.
Yeah, that's fair. But so I went in for my standard interview, and it wasn't supposed to be a big deal. It's supposed to be just a, you go in, you get your renewal, and then you go on with your life. But that was the point when Proposition 8 was a big thing, and I actually had, kind of learned a few things in my life outside of the church, such as the fact that gay people existed and weren't allowed to get married, and, I wasn't super okay with that as a human who believes in the rights of adults to live their lives. So I was asked the question, which is a standard question that I never had a problem with before, but I was asked the question, do you align yourself with any organizations or causes that are contrary to the church's beliefs? And I actually thought about it for the first time in my life and was like, well, I support gay marriage. I mean, I was too young to vote at the time. I was like, but I just intrinsically, I internally support that concept and therefore that organization, because I thought the gays were, like a political organization. Cause I did. Well, everyone talks about the gays and their agendas. I thought the gays were an organized unit. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I support the gays TM as an organization. Does that mean I fail this question? And he said, if you're standing by that, then yes. So I walked out of that interview without a Temple recommend, which meant I wasn't worthy to even have the interview to try to go through the Temple for the big one. And yeah, that's how that happened. Was I just by saying that I was okay with the concept of gays getting married and therefore just was questioning if that meant I was unworthy. It was an automatic just, yeah, nope, you're not. So, wasn't expecting that day. Was really just expecting it to be a routine thing, and then to, go with my ward to, Temple Day that Saturday and do baptisms for the dead, But yeah.
To anyone who doesn't know Mormonism,
I know,
to
yeah.
go do baptisms for the dead. That sounds so weird.
It does. Okay, well,
but like it's not weird when that's when
yeah,
you've been
when that's
hearing
your
about
life.
it your whole life.
Yeah. No, it's a really normal thing, but anyway.
It's weird outside the church. I see this.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this comic. I hope I'm gonna sound super Mormon here, but I hope it touched your hearts. No, okay, I hope if you are the person that needed to see this and know that you weren't alone in feeling this way, then I hope this helped. I really do not dislike Christians. I do not dislike anyone who identifies as Christian or as religious, or even people who identify as Mormon, even though I've been very hurt by the organization and a few people within it. I think people are intrinsically good, and I am really sorry to anyone who uses words that are sacred to you and that have deep and historic and emotional meaning and use them just to be terrible. And I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure I was going somewhere with that, but thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.